Today we are looking at the top 10 Temporal Forces trainer cards, starting with number 10, Cypher Maniac's Codebreaking. Cypher Maniac's Codebreaking is a supporter trainer card that reads, search your deck for 2 cards, shuffle your deck, then put those 2 cards on top of it in any order. Cypher Maniac is able to guarantee the exact 2 cards you need to set up your board and possibly win a match. Cypher Maniac's Codebreaking combos well with cards such as Radiant Greninja that allows you to draw 2 cards you just placed on top of your deck with its ability Concealed Cards. If you place 2 item cards on the top of your deck, Pokestop allows you to immediately place them into your hand. Any card that allows you to draw cards pairs well with Cypher Maniac's Codebreaking, Goldingo, Kirlia, Bibarel, Xatu, and more. Placing the cards on top of your deck instead of into your hand is what holds this card back from being higher up on the list. Number 9, Explorer's Guidance. Explorer's Guidance is a supporter card that reads, look at the top 6 cards of your deck and put 2 of them into your hand. Discard all the other cards. Adding cards to your hand while keeping your current cards can be extremely valuable. Most draw supporter cards discard your hand or put your current hand back into your deck before drawing new cards. Choosing the best 2 cards to further your board state with your current hand can win you a match. Explorer's Guidance pairs perfectly with Roaring Moon and its attack Vengeance Fletching that does 10 extra damage for every ancient card in your discard pile. Explorer's Guidance places more ancient cards into your discard pile with its effect and is an ancient card itself. Number 8, ERIE. ERIE is a disruption supporter card with the effect your opponent reveals their hand and you discard up to 2 item cards you find there. ERIE has the ability to immediately win you a match. You're able to see your opponent's hand and that will tell you what their options are and how to best play against them. ERIE also removes 2 item cards from your opponent's hand. Removing item cards such as Rare Candy, Mirage Gate, Switch Cart, and Ace-Spec items like Prime Catcher, Unfair Stamp, and Secret Box can completely ruin your opponent's strategy to play the game and cause crazy amounts of disruption. Number 7, Master Ball. Master Ball is an Ace-Spec item card that reads, search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. This is the same effect as Ultra Ball, without the downside of discarding 2 cards from your hand to use it. Finding any Pokemon from your deck makes every deck more consistent and powerful. Master Ball is a powerful card, but it takes up the 1 per deck Ace-Spec slot that could be used for other more powerful Ace-Spec cards. Getting the same effect with Ultra Ball keeps Master Ball from seeing more play, since you can use 4 Ultra Ball in your deck in place of 1 Master Ball. Number 6, Hand Trimmer. Hand Trimmer is a disruption item card that reads, each player discards cards from their hand until they have 5 cards left in their hand. Your opponent discards first. The more cards you have in your hand, the more options you have during your turn. More options result in stronger setup and attacks. Taking away options with Hand Trimmer lowers the options your opponent has during the turn, which results in weaker turns overall. Hand control decks take advantage of Hand Trimmer the most. Holding resources until you can make a play is a common strategy against control decks. Hand Trimmer punishes this strategy heavily. Hand Trimmer pairs well with ERIE and Arbok EX. First you play the item Hand Trimmer, reducing their hand to 5. Play ERIE to potentially remove 2 more cards and attack with Arbok EX and Menacing Fangs, and you can leave your opponent with as little as 1 card in their hand. Being an item card, Hand Trimmer has the most potential to move up this list as more cards that synchronize well with it are released. Number 5, Rescue Board. Rescue Board is a tool trainer card that reads, the retreat cost of the Pokemon this card is attached to is 1 colorless less. If that Pokemon's remaining HP is 30 or less, it has no retreat cost. Being able to retreat your active Pokemon without attaching an energy for turn or playing another trainer card such as Switch or Kieran is extremely valuable. Promoting a Pokemon with free retreat cost into your active position when your opponent takes a knockout allows you to draw your card for turn and plan a course of action before deciding which Pokemon you want in your active spot to attack with at the end of the turn. Having this pivot option for the game becomes more and more valuable each time you're able to use the retreat effect without playing another card. Rescue Board can also rescue your Pokemon from the active position after it's been attacked without losing energy attached to it, if it has 30 HP or less remaining. This can deny your opponent prize cards and help you win a match, and also keep valuable energy cards in play on your board. Number 4, Hero's Cape. Hero's Cape is an A-Spec tool card that reads, the Pokemon this card is attached to gets 100 additional hit points. This is the same effect as Luxurious Cape without the drawback of giving an additional prize card once it's knocked out, and it can be attached to any Pokemon. You can attach Hero's Cape to a Stage 2 EX Pokemon and give them over 400 HP, or a really high HP basic EX to give them over 300 hit points. Hero's Cape places most EX Pokemon out of one hit KO range and can swing the prize trade in your favor heavily. Placing Hero's Cape on a single prize Pokemon can give you more HP than a rule box 2 prize Pokemon while only giving up 1 prize when it is knocked out. Hero's Cape pairs well with control style decks that just want to survive, and also decks that apply damage counters to increase damage. Screamtail and Drifloon take advantage of Hero's Cape the most, dealing massive damage with the additional hit points provided by Hero's Cape. Number 3, Maximum Belt. Maximum Belt is an A-Spec tool card that reads, attacks used by the Pokemon this card is attached to do 50 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon EX. Max Belt allows you to reach one-hit knockouts on EX Pokemon you would normally be unable to get. Arceus V-Star with a double turbo attached does 180 damage. Add a Max Belt and you can knock out most basic EX Pokemon such as Miraidon, Roaring Moon, and Iron Hands EX. Charizard EX has a base damage of 180 before your opponent takes prize cards. Adding the Maximum Belt allows you to aggressively take prize cards you would normally miss out on in the early game. An additional 50 damage against EX Pokemon is extremely versatile and allows you to even take big knockouts on 310 and 330 HP Pokemon, turning a 2-hit knockout situation into a 1-hit KO scenario is extremely powerful. Number 2, Prime Catcher. Prime Catcher is an item A-Spec card that reads, switch in one of your opponent's benched Pokemon to the active spot. If you do, switch your active Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. This is the same effect as one of the strongest supporter cards of all time, Guzma. This effect was also printed on the item card Cross Switcher, but required 2 Cross Switcher item cards to be in your hand at the same time. By manipulating the active Pokemon with Prime Catcher, you can force an advantageous situation to either kickstart a comeback or pull even further ahead in a match. Going around to 330 HP Charizard EX to target down a low HP support Pokemon such as Rotom and Lumineon V to achieve a 2-prize knockout with less damage required. You can also target down your opponent's support Pokemon such as Pidgeot EX or Ogerpon EX to reduce your opponent's consistency and draw support. Moving a trapped Pokemon from your active position is a bonus effect that Prime Catcher offers you against cards such as Snorlax and Spidops EX. Prime Catcher is easily one of the strongest A-Spec cards ever printed. Prime Catcher is held back from the number 1 position simply because it takes your A-Spec slot and you can only use 1 copy in your deck. Number 1, Buddy Buddy Poffin. Buddy Buddy Poffin is an item card that reads, search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less and put them onto your bench. Then shuffle your deck. Setting up your bench is vital in the Pokemon trading card game. Pulling 2 Pokemon out of your deck with 1 card that has no drawback is extremely valuable to your setup. Most Pokemon search cards have a drawback, such as Quick Ball, which requires you to discard a card, Ultra Ball, that requires you to discard 2 cards, or Great Ball, that only allows you to search the top 7 cards of your deck, and some that can only be used on the first turn of the game, such as Battle VIP Pass. The ability to use Buddy Buddy Poffin in any deck pushes it to number 1 on sheer versatility and overall ability to use in almost every single deck. Having a Buddy Buddy Poffin turn 1 going first can easily be the difference in winning and losing a game. How would you guys rank the top 10 cards from Temporal Forces? Let me know down in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this, and I'll see you in the next one.